My name's Nate.
You usually introduce me, but I'm David. How you guys doing?
Well, I figured it'd be easier since we're in person now.
I know. Isn't this crazy? This is so crazy. In-person podcast.
Thought we would try something a bit different. But yes, if you could have any breathing style that would fit you the best, which one would you choose?
That's kind of complicated. All of them are so good. But I kind of like Goku's fire breathing, to be honest. Fire breathing is gas.
It's a good one.
I think I would take fire breathing if I had to choose one. My runner-up would be the stone breathing, because I just saw that in action, bro.
Yeah.
And holy, bro, he is so strong.
I think I would like to see more of the wind breathing. I think that's the one that I would probably want to go for. Wind breathing seems sick.
Yeah.
I think that's the one that I would want to try primarily.
Yeah. I'm going to stay with fire breathing. It's the strongest one.
Fire breathing's a good one. Fire breathing's really good. Actually, it's funny, because I've been watching a lot more Windbreaker, and the more that I watch Windbreaker, the more I kind of like, with Demon Slayer, I'm just like, which breathing style does it seem like they're doing?
Yeah.
There's a lot of acrobatics and flips, which feels like it would be very much like wind breathing, right? Or even mist breathing.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like the main character, Sakura Hakura.
Yeah, so speaking of that, where you at in Windbreaker? Because I'm caught up. I'm fully like ready. I think it's the end of the season for me. I'm waiting for the next one.
Yeah, so I just finished episode 9, which is kind of like the end of the fighting tournament.
Yeah.
Okay. Where you have our boys against the Disciples of Power, which is such a metal name.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
And you know what's crazy? Like, I at least thought like they had to lose one fight. But no, they won every single fight against them.
They did. They absolutely did. Well, I mean, yeah, absolutely.
I feel like the fight with Sakura Hakura against the second guy, what's his name?
The second in command.
The second in command. I feel like that could have went on longer, but he was just like, I think he gave up, like wanting to fight him because he wasn't fighting for anything.
Yeah. You know? Well, there's a part where Sakura literally says like, if he wouldn't have given up the fight, maybe I wouldn't have won. Right, which is cool. The vice captain from the Disciples of Power so far has been my favorite character.
Yeah, he's gas.
At first, when he was going over kind of his backstory, I was like, this feels played out. Where it's kind of just like the mean, evil guy who is willing to throw his team members to the side when they don't meet his expectations. And I was like, this feels kind of played out, feels kind of done before. But then as you kind of like see the backstory and you see like he's actually not a terrible guy and he's doing this because the captain is actually the one that's kind of losing it. 100%. And he's like, well, if you're going to be the face of our team, then realistically we can't have you being this crazy person, right? So I'll take that. I'll put that on my back. I'll be the bad guy. Yeah. Which I think is a way cooler character.
He is gas. I do like him.
Yeah. The idea of a character sacrificing themselves for the greater good of their group to me seems way cooler.
Yeah, and it's also dope when the captain was fighting. He was just like, "Yo, I don't feel your punches, bro. You're not fighting for anything. Like you have to be able to fight for something." And it's cool that like, did you watch after the fights, or it just the fight ended?
I just saw, I believe, the end of the fight.
Okay, so like, the next episode, you get to see like.
Whoa, spoilers.
How cool like the captain is.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the thing is like I really like the captain from our main group, because he's just a normal dude.
Yeah.
He's just a normal guy.
And it's gas because he understands like he is at the top, but he has so many people surrounding him that like him, that it's like they agree for him to be on top.
Yeah, he's a very charismatic leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone likes him. Everyone in the school likes him.
He's just a normal dude, right? He's not some eccentric power type who just wants all of the power. Where it's like I do enjoy the concept they had going with the other school, where it's like whoever is the strongest is the most free, so I want to be the freest, right? Which I think is a cool idea. But it kind of feels like a power hungry leader.
Kind of side note, like I find it so funny when the captain looks at Sakura Hakura when he's like saying something, and like Sakura just blushes, bro. He's like, why is this guy telling me this stuff? Because I feel like the captain knows he wants to be top, you know?
Yeah.
And he's trying to be like, hey, like, you can't do it alone. You have to be able to, you know, make friends. And right now, like, where I'm at, you get to see him, like, you know, try and build up some friendships or whatever he wants to call it. But yeah, I like it. It's gas.
Yeah, I think it's the whole thing of like Sakura's just not used to receiving like compliments.
Yeah, he's
right?
he's like a one man.
Yeah, so as soon as he starts receiving compliments and praise for the things that he does,
he's just blushing.
He's just kind of like, whoa, what's the ulterior motive here?
What do you want?
Yeah. Yeah, no, the captain's really interesting. I like his character and the way that they kind of rounded him out as just a people person who happens to have nice hands. Yeah. I think that's really cool. The long hair dude, did you see Tokyo Revengers?
No, I have not.
No, okay. There's another dude with long hair in Tokyo Revengers who reminds me a lot of the guy in the first fight who just one-shot his opponent.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
He gets knocked down. He's like, "That's all you got, bro." What?
Well, like in Tokyo Revengers, the first time that we meet the dude with the long hair is him just slugging the main character in the face.
Yeah.
And like it seems like it's out of nowhere. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting, and I was like, "Is this the same character from Tokyo Revengers?" His name is Bachira. I love Bachira. He's such a cool character. But yeah, so I thought that was really funny because I was like, just poured over Bachira from Tokyo Revengers.
Yeah, all around, I like the anime. All around,
it's interesting.
There's not a lot of like episodes where there's no fighting.
Yeah.
For me, there's like for right now, there's like 2 or 3 episodes that like they're talking, but you get to see like them like building up to a fight.
I think the next episode that I'm gonna watch, I think episode 10, is literally called Dialogue.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's, you might want to skip it, but I think it's good.
Oh, I'm not gonna skip it.
Good to watch it.
I'm not gonna skip it. I do enjoy the hands, although it is very apparent that the creator of this manga and anime is a fan of martial arts, based on like the different fighting styles that they've put in it.
Yeah.
Sakura Hakura does it's called a domuashi in karate, but it's a rolling kick.
Yeah.
Which is not a very common thing to see. You'll see it typically in higher.
Pretty hard to do.
Yeah, you'll see it typically in higher levels because it is really hard to execute properly.
Yeah.
But like Sakura Hakura just throws one in the middle of the fight, and it's not something that it comes across super flashy because like it's over in an instant, right? But if you watch it, you're just like, did he roll into a kick? And I was like, that's insane. So it feels like this is kind of like a letter of love to martial arts as well, which is really cool. And then of course you have the Chinese Kempo Kung Fu-esque character.
Yeah.
One, introducing yourself as Leonardo DiCaprio. Insane. Absolutely crazy.
I forgot about that.
That's a spicy intro to do.
I forgot about that.
2, when you're asked, hey, what kind of fighting style do you do? And your response is, I don't know. Also, super spicy take, right?
Yeah.
Like, knowing your martial art and the style that you study and the style that you've learned is kind of like the pride and joy of being a martial artist. So it's like, to just go, yeah, I have no idea. It feels insane. Yeah, it feels insane, right? And then he does say that his teacher was self-taught. So it was just kind of a mixture of a bunch of different types of styles, which I think is great. I think that's so cool. And it doesn't feel like it puts him in a category. It kind of forces him to stay there, which I appreciate a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, all around, good anime. I can't wait for next season. Like, where they left off, it's always a cliffhanger, bro. And I hate it.
I mean, they gotta keep you wanting to come back.
Yeah, but next season, like when you watch the last episode that just came out, you like, oh.
I'm gonna get these characters' names down. I'm gonna get these names down.
There's so many new animes that I've been watching that like it's so hard to keep track of names.
So many names.
So many names. I only know like main characters. That's it.
I mean, like, I feel like Sakura is a interesting enough main character, but it feels kind of like he starts to fall off as just the loudmouth main character, which is cool, but it's just done so many times that it feels like, aside from the consistent action that's in the show, it does feel like the main character begins to kind of become a little less interesting. but you're just so enthralled by all of the other action that's going on that it keeps you really well invested.
Yeah. All right.
But actually, I think some main characters that I find more interesting is Kafka Hibino.
Dude.
Yeah, because we actually
crazy fight.
We just watched the new episode of Kaiju, or rather, I did. He saw it earlier.
Yeah, I rewatched it because it was gas.
It was a good episode. It was a very good
gas.
episode. And so, like, this episode is the next part of the the Director General fighting Kafka in his Kaiju form.
Yeah. Which I have some things to say about this fight. I have some, like, questions.
Pop off.
So, like, beginning of episode,
Mm-hmm.
they're going crazy.
Yep.
And the Kaiju kind of, like, twists his body and, like, breaks it, regenerates.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was the Kaiju or Kafka trying to, like, pull the punch to, like... Because I don't know if Kafka could, like, do that to, like, try and, like, resist it. Because he was trying to fight it the whole time.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So I feel like it was the Kaiju just, like, trying to regenerate quick to get that quick punch in.
Maybe. I like that. I like that idea. I mean, like, the way that I saw it was kind of the studio did a great job of animating the animalistic instinct that the Kaiju would have, right? So, like, in this fight, because even the Director General says, like, he is literally attacking me and paying no mind to the openings that he's leaving. Right, which feels very
animalistic. He doesn't care, bro.
Yeah, it feels very animalistic. So he throws that punch, and then his entire spine just spins around, which allows him to circle back and then attack again. So that's what it kind of felt like. So I think it's the Kaiju just not caring about any openings that he's leaving, and he's just like, my goal is to kill this guy. So I think that was sick. I really like that they did a great job of kind of highlighting the animalistic instincts that goes through with Kafka and Kaiju.
Also, another thing, I don't know if you're thinking this the same way, but when he's inside, when you see Kafka, like, connected, so, like, inside, and a beast just comes out and eats him, like, I didn't understand that.
So it's actually very interesting because I actually had some thoughts about that as well. My thought was, it's clearly literal, right? He is trapped inside of the Kaiju.
Yeah.
But I feel like it also has a figurative element to it where it shows his lack of control.
I guess so, but
right, and then he gets eaten by the parasite inside of the Kaiju, because the parasite was never that large previously, right? When Kafka was forced to swallow it.
Yeah, it was like it was a nice little
team. It was a fair size, but it wasn't anything that could have eaten Kafka. So that's why I'm like, it's gotta be figurative, right? Unless, like, actually maybe not, because the Kaiju grew larger.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, the Kaiju inside could have also grown larger to the point where it could have eaten Kafka.
Yeah, maybe, like, it grows while it's inside of you.
Yeah.
So I was confused because I was like, did he really just get eaten? Like, it didn't make sense.
Literal
get eaten by
what's
inside of you.
It could be a little confusing. Yeah, 100%. I get that. Although it did feel very, like, Titan Shifter-esque.
Yeah.
Right? Where, like, you see, like, when all of the other Titan Shifters are inside of their Titan forms.
Yeah.
And it kind of looks like they're trapped in the same way.
Yeah.
That was what I was kind of looking at, and I was like, is this intentional, or...
Maybe.
I liked it, though. I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, I wasn't sure if it was meant to be literal or figurative, because then you have like a previous version of Mina, like, extending her hand to kind of bring him out of the darkness that he just got thrown into.
Naruto vibes. I'm saying it. I feel like
In what way?
Well, I just feel like when he's in the Nine-Tailed state and he's like trying to fight to get out of the anger, you know, it's like the same kind of vibe to me, like having that in your mind state of, like, I guess, fighting against yourself.
Yeah.
Whatever's inside of you, Nine-Tails or the Kaiju, you know. It's like, it's very similar.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
100%.
with you saying the Titan thing, I feel like the writer just, like, pulled stuff from other things and, like, mashed them all together.
I mean, that's how creating new things works, man.
No complaints.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like, we see that in all sorts of anime.
Yeah.
We see borrowing of ideas from Naruto borrowing from Yu Yu Hakusho as far as tropes go, borrowing from Hunter x Hunter. We see transformations being borrowed from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
So it's like I like
everyone has their own spin-off.
Yeah, I think borrowing is great. I think it's really good. It's kind of a way of paying homage to like your roots, right, and your origins, which I think is cool. I think it's really good.
Also, I like the way they animated the fight, because you see the Kaiju, like from the beginning of the fight with director to the end. He's just getting bigger and bigger, more like fortitude. He's like breaking walls.
Yeah.
They're like worried about like the shelter breaking.
Yeah, they said that it was built to withstand a 10.0 fortitude.
Yeah, but
and then like he's like breaking it,
yeah.
and all of the like the older dudes are like, yeah, we're expecting to take some damage here.
But I feel like he's grown in fortitude. Like I think he's like forever growing in fortitude, because like in the beginning he's like an 8 fortitude. Then at one point he's like a 9 something, and it just keeps going. I feel like he's forever growing.
Only time will tell.
He's gonna be a 42 100 taking over the world.
Maybe. No, another thing that I liked was because like from the very beginning of the fight, it came across very much like Isao was like, he literally said, I'm commencing his execution right now. No, go ahead.
But to that, they also said he's not going all out. Like
yes.
He was trying to test
Yes,
him.
that's exactly what I was going to say. Was I liked that it alluded to the Director General kind of giving him a chance for survival.
Yeah, which is exactly what they said.
Which is fantastic. It's so cool. Where the Director General was kind of just like, maybe he is a human. Maybe there is some hope left for him.
It was smart on his part to just like not like straight out kill him. He wanted to see like, hey, I'm gonna put you to the test here, and I want to see if you're able to like either control this thing or like what's gonna happen here.
Yeah, well that is what they refer to when they were like, there's no precedent on this before. Yeah. And he's like, well, precedents don't matter when we're talking about the potential of saving our country.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really forward-thinking concept, which I feel like we don't see that often in anime, because that doesn't feel like it's the typical response in an emergency like that, right? The emergency like situation kind of causes you to kind of like shut down and go to what's familiar. But he went for the exact opposite route, where he's just like, we don't know what's gonna happen, but we don't know what the future holds. May as well go for it.
Well, I also like when he was pulling that last punch and he stabbed himself to like stop himself. So he eventually did get control, and that's good to know. But I think he literally tried to kill himself. I don't think he knew he was gonna survive that, because he did kind of wake up. He's like, I'm awake, like I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that was like a suicidal act right there. It's like, I'd rather kill myself.
I don't know if it was intentional on that one.
Well, like he went to where the court should have been. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we all know where his court is at. So
it was below his heart.
Yeah, but did you see the thing on his chest?
Dude, it was a huge
He went
one.
for it.
But that was all like upper chest.
I guess.
And like the X-ray kind of showed it like kind of like below his heart.
No, I think it took form of his heart.
Oh, did it?
That's what I remember. It took, like, it covered his heart.
I might have to go back and rewatch that, because if that's the case, then maybe. No, it doesn't seem. I don't know if he was intentionally trying to kill himself or just stop himself from attacking the director.
I don't know.
But no, I actually like that idea a lot. I think that's a really sick idea, because it kind of shows a level of cognizance in his actions where he's just like, the only way to stop myself is to just end this entire thing. So I like that idea way more than what I had cooking.
I think the director also liked it too. Because you see, I mean, obviously he doesn't die, but like, it's like, when Mina's talking about him, it like shows the director like moving a certain way of like. Did you see that? I don't know how to explain like the way he like so his face or like the way
it
he was
kind of
moving.
seemed like when Mina would speak about Kafka in a positive light, in a not specifically professional manner, it seemed like the director was kind of like, I understand where you're coming from now, seeing as that I had this moment with him, even though we were potentially fighting to the death.
That fight was sick.
It was a sick fight. But it's like, even though we're fighting to the death, I understand where she's coming from, where she's talking about his humanity and his heart, even though it's now split all over the back wall from him punching himself in the chest. So
you already know, like, I love when animes, like, you're like watching and they start playing the sad music. You're like, oh, something's about to go down. Someone's getting ended, bro. Someone's getting ended, bro.
For sure.
So, also, before we move on to whatever we talk on next, what about that moment when the kaiju created a clone and came back from a core? That was sick.
That was sick. I don't remember that in the manga. I could be misremembering that. But I don't remember that in the manga. That was insane.
That's sick to do.
Right, that was a crazy ability.
From nothing to a core just pops out.
Well, it seemed like it kind of made it a shell.
Yeah.
And then separated the core from the shell, and then reformed the kaiju from a different area where the core
regenerated.
Yeah, it was really sick. And that animation was so cool. Dude, it was so cool.
To be honest, all the animes I've been watching, animations are on point.
I feel like animation is just getting better and better as we go. I say that, but then we had 7 Deadly Sins. So
but I mean that's all.
But yeah, no, I 100% agree. The animation is just getting sick, and that ability was crazy. I kind of want to see that ability again, because even if it was a speed feat, right? The fastest kaiju that we seen was the one that Hoshina fought.
Yes.
He didn't demonstrate anything near that level of speed, if that's a speed feat.
Also, I feel like, what is Kafka in kaiju form? What is his power besides just having that super strength? Because number 9 has the intelligence.
Oh, where you got him playing chess and is at the top of every leaderboard?
Yeah, he has the intelligence. He can shoot the things out of his body.
I believe it's adaptability.
I guess so.
I believe it's adaptability.
I feel like there's a power we haven't seen yet that he could hasn't used. You know?
Yes,
but I'm excited.
But that shows in every single situation that he's been in so far, where it's he needs to propel himself up, right? So his mouth calves open up, and now rockets propel him up from there, right? Because he needed that, right? He throws a punch and he doesn't have enough force, so his forearm mouths open and now push his punch even further.
Oh, I see.
So I genuinely believe it's adaptability. He's Darwin,
he's him.
The kaiju.
He's him.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Right.
Anything else you want to talk about with kaiju? I feel like we're all caught up.
I feel like that's fine for kaiju. Now, I did ask you a question last week.
Well, do you want to go with the question now, or you want to ask it at the end? Or we can... Yeah, let's go with the question.
I feel like we just go for it.
Yeah,
I don't even know where we're at. It feels like we're naturally getting to there. The progression's just going.
Yeah, let's run it.
All right, cool. So, I asked you last week if you could tell me your favorite Hashira to least favorite Hashira. It's got nothing to do with their powers. It's just the ones that you personally think is the coolest and the lamest.
Who wants to go first? Me or
you? You, absolutely. I asked you, and then I'll go right after.
All right. So top of the list.
All right.
Is Gyome.
I do like Gyome.
I think that he's at the top of everyone's list.
Stone Hashira.
Especially after this episode, which we'll talk about. Gas. He's so gas.
Okay.
And then I put Rengoku at 2.
Okay.
And then Muchiro.
Missed Hashira.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll put Tengen.
Okay, Tengen after Muchiro.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm putting it like that.
Wow.
And then Giyu.
Okay.
Obani. Shinobu. Mitsuri.
You said?
Huh?
Who's that one you said?
Obani? Did it autocorrect?
Yes.
Hang on.
Iguro? Is that the snake Hashira?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's his name? Obanai?
Obanai.
Sorry, it auto-corrected. And then Shinobu.
That threw me off.
Shinobu. Mitsuri.
Okay.
And Tsunemi's at the bottom, though.
Tsunemi's at the bottom.
I know he's super strong.
Tsunemi's at the bottom.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, no. Like I said, this doesn't have to do with the power. It just has
I know
to
he's
do
super
with
strong.
which one you like. So you like Tsunemi the least.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so.
So at the top of my list we have Gyome, of course.
Copycat.
Yeah.
He's copying my list.
Yeah, actually. I believe you sent this to me today. No, I'm just kidding. So Gyome at the top at number 1. Then number 2 for me is Tengen.
Okay.
I think Tengen is probably the second coolest in my opinion. It might be because he's a ninja as well, but he's so cool. Then after Tengen, I have Rengoku. Rest in peace, the donut. After Rengoku, I have Tsunemi.
Okay.
Did we learn Tsunemi's backstory yet in the anime?
I don't believe so.
Okay. After Tsunemi, I have Mitsuri.
Okay.
Then Shinobu. Then Miyotaro. Then Gyu. And then Iguro. I am not a fan of Iguro.
Okay.
He's a cool character. I can't find myself liking Iguro. I don't know why.
All right.
But yeah, that's where I land for my list.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments if you guys have a list of your own. Well, maybe next pod if someone leaves a comment, we'll review it.
Also, let us know if Gyu's number 1.
Yeah.
Not Gyu. Gyome.
Let us know if everyone likes Gyome, bro. Especially, let's get into the episode actually.
Yeah.
I know you didn't watch it.
I have not.
And you're gonna watch it,
At some point.
I know you read it and you haven't even watched this whole season, but you're gonna watch this fight.
Really have not.
You have to watch this fight.
Okay, fine. I'll watch this one.
It's crazy. And I'm kind of upset. It said it was an hour-long episode. It's 40 minutes. It's not an hour. And the end credits are like 5 minutes long. So it's really a 35-minute episode.
Okay.
So I got excited for no reason. I was like, a whole hour? Like, I was ready.
The one thing that I did hear was I heard Muzan walks forever.
Yeah.
He spends like an insane
Couple
amount
minutes.
of time
Yeah.
just walking.
And it's crazy that when he walks up, he's just letting Ubi Yoshiki talk. So they're sitting there talking.
You gotta let the yappers yap.
Yeah. But he was spitting straight facts at him.
Yeah.
And you can tell Ubi Yoshiki was not afraid to die, bro.
No.
Because I'm gonna tell you what happens, even though you already know what happens. You know what happens. You read it.
Wants me to watch it? Gonna spoil it.
Okay, I'm not gonna spoil
it. No, I'm just kidding.
You already watched? You already read it.
I have read it.
So they talk, whatever, and the mansion. All the Hashira are coming, bro, with the birds, the crows. The whole mansion explodes.
Yep.
And you see Muzan barely even there, and there's shrapnel everywhere.
Right.
And he's like, wow, he really tried to make it so I can't regenerate fast. So as he's regenerating, the spikes come out of I forgot who had the spikes. Lady Smile. The spikes come out and makes him immobile.
Yeah.
Stabs him with the thing to change him back to go human.
Mm.
And while that's there, you just see Gyome, bro, with the big thing, bro.
Spike ball.
The spike ball.
He's a Giga Chad.
Dude, and it's sick to see him use that thing.
I bet.
Dude.
That's one thing I'd be hyped to see.
The animations alone for this, insane. He's going crazy. And on top of that, I don't even want to explain it to you, bro. You just have to watch it. You just have to watch it, bro. It's gas. But, everything happens. Everyone's about to attack him.
Mm-hmm.
Guitar sound. All in the demon mansion, bro. And everyone's falling.
Oh, so this was the end of the current season.
Yeah.
And now we're going to start Infinity Castle.
You see everyone falling.
Yeah.
And they show everyone's face. Everyone's worried. So there's 2 people excited.
Tsunemi.
No. 2 people excited. And
Gyome?
No. let me back up.
Okay.
It's not only the Hashira. They bring in
Right.
everybody.
Right.
The nobodies, the Hashira. They got Tanjiro in there.
Zenitsu, Tanjiro.
Who's the
Inosuke.
forehead? Inosuke is the one smiling, bro.
Inosuke's a psychopath.
And I know the episode before this, I forgot to mention it last pod, but Zenitsu got that letter that changed him.
Oh, from his teacher.
From a crow. No one knows what the letter says yet. It's not in the anime yet. But I kind of got a spoiler on TikTok. And I'm
Okay.
I already know what it is. I won't spoil it for anyone. But he gets a letter, and you just see him falling. Like his sword's falling. Such a clean transition. He grabs the sword, opens his eyes, and straight face. Like, he's not worried at all, bro. He wants to smoke. And I can't
Infinity
wait.
Castle is where Zenitsu does some work.
I feel like they're all gonna do some work. But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. And that's funny because you see Tanjiro like falling and he's yelling at Muzan. Muzan still has the spikes in him and everything. He's not fully regenerated. And it's gonna be so gas. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait.
So
I hate the waiting part.
Now it's going to be, what, a 3-part movie?
I have no idea.
I think that was what I heard, was that the Infinity Castle is going to be a 3-part movie. I don't know where they're going to stop for Infinity Castle. Because from here, it's literally just a massive snowball.
Oh, yeah.
It just keeps going.
Happens.
It just keeps going. So I don't even know where they're going to stop or if this will be leading into the conclusion. I think it'll be interesting because now we're getting to the part that is, from what I remember, the best part of Demon Slayer.
Yeah. Kind of off topic, but I saw something about Soul Leveling Season 2 trailer dropping in 4th of July.
Word.
At VidCon or something.
That's
it's like dropping
great.
a trailer.
Yeah, I'm here for that.
I saw it on Facebook. I don't know if it's real, but I believe it.
Okay.
So I think in a couple of days we might see a trailer for Solo Leveling.
That'd be sick.
Gas.
That would be sick. Yeah, I'd be super down for that. I love Solo Leveling. I feel like I cannot consume enough Solo Leveling content.
Dude, it's so cool. Every anime I'm watching is just so... I have no bad things to say besides the waiting part.
I mean, I feel like there are. I feel like...
I mean, there are, not, any notable bad things.
Right.
But I'm happy with everything I've watched.
So am I so far.
Yeah.
It's hard watching anime, especially with the Elden Ring DLC. It's just so good. It's
You're with
so
this game,
good.
bro. I
it's
still haven't
so
played it.
Good, man.
Still haven't
it's so
played
good.
it. I've been stuck on Pokemon Go.
Oh,
Pokemon Go is my thing, bro.
It really is.
I be playing that nonstop. Put your trainer codes down below. I'll add you. Yeah, but I think this was a great episode. All right, that's all we got for you guys today. Thank you for joining us through our time skip. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.